This is the dream yard. This is somewhere at the beginning of the game. Says it is a practice field for beginners. Well, as there is no grass, I don't know how this is supposed to fulfill its purpose. Now we are at the first gym with the elemental monkeys. They are supposed to sending on you the type effective Pokemon compared to your starter. The official starters are always water, grass, fire, and I always thought I should get the grass monkey here from the graveyard to learn cut. So at the beginning I should choose the water Pokemon as starter. Technically, cut is the only mandatory agent required to use in this game, but I will use more to get some TMs and items and that kind of stuff. Anyway, because I thought why not go for legit, I took the water monkey, and I had no idea it can learn cut. I did not look up Bulbapedia or anything like that, so I catched myself strat after this gym fight for the same purpose. Doesn't actually matter, but that's why. I named my monkey Immortal because it is a term referring to that famous passage. Oh, and I almost forgot the defensive curl as it lasts for an entire fight, but fortunately remembered I will need protect in the next gym. Lucky me. Don't go into it, look it up yourself if you care enough. Now this next bit shows you why you cannot solo in the absolute sense black and white one. These two will turn you back if you don't have at least two Pokemon on your hand, because they are a mandatory double battle. It's not against the rule of soloing to have a second Pokemon for these instances, but sometimes people get funny ideas for even stricter restrictions. By the way, Venipede starts with Rollout, what is a fantastic move at the early stages of the game, but it is not all about the one-shotting everything. Gym 2 is prime example why I hate this game, and like most of the 2D Pokemons. Too many times the fights fall back to real life luck. I replayed this fight at least half a dozen times because I got flinched, the opponent used Retaliate over and over any other move, causing the most possible damage, got disabled with Hypnosis and more. Fortunately they don't have sand attack back, that will come later. You will see I use Protect when the red mongoose is coming out. It is supposed to use Retaliate in the turn every time, in its first turn every time, because that move deals insane damage if in the previous turn a Pokemon fainted in its team, but the AI is just the worst. Doesn't really matter as long as Protect protects me from everything else too, like Hypnosis. I also decided to record every attempt I did, so you can see how bad I am. Yeah, sometimes I make tactical mistakes, especially that I'm practically blind playing these. This is literally only the third time I played black, I never played white, and I'm not planning ahead, I don't plan to play it anymore. Gym 3 is the insect gym, and as you can see my insect is already at its final evolution. Not that it would mean automatic victory, those hyper potions of the gym leader has not helped my case. And Dwebble is one tough cookie. I'm not even hiding the fact I'm not going grinding. I'm not some speedrunner. I'm only interested whether the Pokemon can do it or not. Finishing the league and all that. Fortunately, Black and White doesn't really have a post-game, so I won't bother with that part. By the way, I picked these Pokemon because the first time I looked for a Pokemon to catch, because Gen 5 don't have codes to change the starter, this was the only one that looked marginally acceptable by design. Nowadays you have Pokemon Randomizer for the first 5 generations, not for the 3DS era, not for the Switch. I don't know how they do it for those games. I just catch mines naturally. Then again, I decided against using this Venipede, Scolipede, Whirlipede thing back in when I played it the first time, because it was an insect Pokemon and they are infamously bad and I had no experience, so I just decided for a Lilipop Hardier for the normal typing. Bug type has its weakness, but Black and White is a pretty bland game, and as you will see, my moveset won't really change all that much. Barrely need for it, and they won't even climb to a massive power either. This is they have 5, that's for you. This is not anything like the Ultra games where you all the time swapping moves, change your held items. This is just Gen 5. I don't like it because of this blandness. I don't remember the story. What does Plasma do? They do the exact same as Team Rocket. So what's the difference? I don't care for Team Plasma because they are just a recycled Team Rocket. Pokemon likes to recycling, like the main city here, made after New York, is the exact same as in XY, the Lumio city, the roundabout city, the big city, you go that it's practically just a recycle. And Team Plasma is just a recycle of Team Rocket. Their story is not really expanded about, they make the point, but then they just steal people's Pokemon and just hit you with religious bullshit, so it's really nothing interesting for me at least. And yes, I lost again home. As you can see, I overwrote Protect with Rock Smash just because the move has rock in its name, so I full-heartedly thought it's a rock move. In the end, it didn't matter much as fighting move just proved useful on the long term, and losing Protect is just... the use of Protect never comes up in the playthrough ever again. And the TMs are reusable in this generation anyway, so I didn't lose this Rock Smash TM just because I used it up. This Olga is the first thing in this game, as it has send attack, double team, making it impossible to land a hit, and it actively and passively paralyzes you. It has a move that makes you paralyzed 100% hit chance, and if you hit it, it has a supposedly 1/3 of the time makes you paralyzed, but it's more of a 2/3, at least at this point of the game. Later it's more like 1/3, but it's really annoying in the first half of the game, all these conditions. As said, in this game everything just falls back to randomness for real life luck. Fortunately this factor lessens as you progress justice, though not necessarily enough. In the 5th gem I had, I think, 3 tries. That Explodier really ruined my day, and that critical hit from the Barbitor did not have either. With the muddy water. By the way, you probably noticed I got a black sludge entirely by accident, but I came across this rubbish and it got healed by itself. I was thinking it has a move for it, but then I paid attention, and now it's the leftover from bugs, and it was really convenient, the best held items in the game. Only switched it off after for 2 of the Elite Fours to some damage boosting items, and one time a Rocky Hand. It's very lame, this held item situation. In Ultra Sign, I said before, I'm constantly swapping items and moves. Here the fact that TMs are reusable are really new, not used for at any significance for any playthrough. Oh yeah, the critical hits are practically the you lose button. In Ultra Sun it's inconvenient but not deal breaking. Fortunately, this time I still succeeded despite the most crit hit. And as you can see, that the Toads did not get a crit really was the deciding factor. That I survived on 1 HP is really just cherry on top. I forgot to record the 6th gym, which is the flying type gym, but I still can show that only the immortal realm took place in the battle. See the spam PP yourself. By the way, it's really a bad gym, not just because the real life safety hazard, but have you tried to come out, get healed? So you better have some elixirs and ethers and healing items. It's at least possible, unlike in Platinum, the Giratina dimension, that's just a big giant trap for the player, absolute soft looking. This was the part where I think you go to Twist Mountains, and yes, I fought every trainer I came across. I did not roam around the desert areas, but you know, I didn't just collect XP from rare candies and bypassing the games by some cheat code. No, I really did fought the trainers on the way. And this was the place where I really got fooled by some Musharman and Gotiton, or two very strong psychic Pokemon, and this just made me hate my life. Psychic damage is really not good for bugs, and they have all kinds of nasty other things like hypnosis and whatever. Gym 7 was done first try, but that confusion was really a terrible factor. Not once during this playthrough I got like 5 consecutive hitting myself in confusion turns. That's why I always regularly save. These conditions are just the worst. In the Ultra games these are not just more rare, but you feel they are much less effective. They are really like, okay, you got confusion, but you really had a good chance to get over it, and you get maybe 2 consecutive turns if you are really unlucky. Maybe on paper these mechanics have the same chance, but I assure you they really don't feel the same. I'm not looking it up, but I think this is where Bianca gets her last fight between the 7th and the 8th gym. What I really hate about these rival battles is they're just appearing without any warning signs, so you are at orange health, you get past some really difficult battles and boom, you have to reload, play again. This is bad design, very trolling mechanic. So thank you, but no, so I decided to record this one because I had to reload and replay a couple of other fights anyway, either way, so this is why we have this one. This battle again falls on real life luck because that Musharna is when when that Musharna is finishing setting up, usually at the third turn, sometimes sooner, hits you with psychic and your bug is doused. And if it hits you with hypnosis, again, very bad news. You will sleep for 5 or 7 turns, you get bombarded with super effective moves. You just see this is not fun. Just leave me alone, Game Freaks. Okay, just let me leave. So let's see the 8th Death Final Gym. 4 made, I think 4 attempts I had until succeeding. I wonder why you don't have a Hydrogenia. And no, it would be so convenient if he had a Hydrogenian. Just a bug move, just destroy it, but no. Bug catcher such. Fuck you. Anyway. That Radigan caused me a big headache with this rough skin that causes me damaging myself every time I land a hit. I tried to dig. It was a bad idea to let the sludge heal myself, but In the end, I came up with the right order of moves because of those pesky motions the gym leader had. Ah! Eventually, I figured out it for myself, and no, I do not need double edge. That's a recoil move, aka damages you 2 along the opponent, and that's the cause of all my problem in this gym. Moving on. As I recorded the last fight against Bianca, let's do the same for Sharon, who also ambushed me unexpectedly, so that was a reload again too. And at the same time it reminded me that I should record this thing. This time I checked out his Pokemon before the encounter, so I had my road paved before me. Going in the league, I was not sure if I can come out at all, so I packed up all 6 of my Pokemon slots because I knew that that's the only way I will not get the box legendary, which will set to be my leader. I can put it instead in the box. I also checked my moves, and where I needed, I went to TM hunting to refresh them. It wasn't too many and it wasn't too big of a jump, but you know, even 10 power is something and it counts at least a couple of levels, even though my Pokemon is absolutely random. I took the first one the game generated for me, so that's why my nature is absolutely trash. For example, I also did no ED training. I just have what I have. This is just Gen 5, you don't have to pay attention to such details unlike in the Ultra games. I needed strength and surf to get some of the TMs, so I resurrected Caracosta from the fossils. From the fossil I got, that's a very good Pokemon. It can learn a bunch of HM moves, except, you know, Fly and Scott, so that goes to the Elemental Monkey and the Woobat, or Zigglypuff if you are playing Black to White 2. You don't need Flash. The Bleach Darkness from the earlier generation is gone. Just get this abomination effect, so you are good without it. By the way, Zigglypuff and Woobat would learn Flash if you really insist, so now this league allows you to pick the order you want to make it, and there are 2 ghost trainers in it for some reason. Very bad design from Nintendo, so you better preserve your dark move. I mean, you better go for the 50 power dark move instead of your 40 power dark move. This bug is just has that, but all your moves neither goes above 80, so it's just Gen 5. Now my idea was to use Substitute. I never used that move, but Kofagragus seemed to shoot Will-O-Wisp upon you, but no, bad game design comes again, and it always starts with a Psychic, and it never does it Will-O-Wisp consecutively. Psychic periodically fits use consecutively, So the only real chance you have is brute forcing you through this encounter. It would be very convenient if it would use just below this, then you two shot the chandelier in the next next as the next Pokemon, because that uses flame burst. It's very damaging, even more damaging than psychic. I don't know why, I don't really care. It is absolutely terrible, but that would be great game design, but you don't get it. So it was grinding for like 30 levels, and I'm not doing that. Give me the rare candies from a cheat code. Yes. With one ghost group down, I went for the second, and for some reason they seem to be more tough. By raw power they seem to have more HP left after my moves, but eventually I passed, so that's about it. The third one I decided was at least somewhat easy. You could use bug metronome, so to say. Don't I didn't have metronome on me. I think it's a post-game item here, so it was metaphorically a bug metronome, but it's just bug move, bug move, bug move. It was not X attack, but X scissor. Previously I used steamroller, but that had, I think, 20 less power. That was a great move, but by the way, that move should look like rollout. But for some reason, maybe someone did not communicate in the developer team, or someone thought it would be funny to take this move literally, or maybe they just didn't want another rollout. I don't know, but it really looks like something did not go well during the designing phase. Moving on, at the fourth elite, I put on the poison barb in the hand of the Pokemon and poison jab, poison jab, poison jab. I knew this will be an overpowered move because I encountered previously during the Victory Road, I think, but maybe it was Swift Mountain, a Conqueror, and it was a very hard encounter. It hit very hard. So, yeah. Hitting again a lot of things to near death health was very annoying, and I started to wrinkle my forehead. Maybe I should just reload and eat 2-3 more candies. But eventually it turned out to be fine, so I relaxed. Now for the final fight, I had no idea if it would be a 3-stage gauntlet. Seriously, even though you do get healing between M and Getsis, you don't get a chance to fool around in the inventory between them. By the way, after trying to catch the freaking dragon like with a Pokeball and then a Quick Ball and failing both time, I just threw a Master Ball at it because I was just annoyed and I knew there is no post game, so it was just get over this thing as soon as possible. So you will see I stopped the recording when I again ran out of hard disk space. The recorder creates AVI files segmented into 2 minutes 2 GB files. Then I have to convert them to MP4s to the fraction of the size, and did not plan to continue but reloaded. I did reload once because I realized I'm doing the same mistake as in the Dragon type gym using Dig when I should have not. I did the save stage because I was worried of the Zorak illusion, but it turns out I was worrying unnecessarily. I did not have to change the move. Dig took it down one hit, so that was fine. Then came the fucking surprise. I got Gatsby's without a pause, and I could not swap in at the dark type move to deal with the Gothageragus, but it actually kinda turned out more positive, not getting a direct hit contact move, so not getting money as ability from I had Swarm, so it was really not that impressive, so kind of, you know, in principle. Well, I could destroy the Gothageragus with just Rock Slide, and I could bypass the next Pokemon pretty much ease, so I reloaded the save state and moved on with that because yeah, maybe this will turn out fine, and it turned out fine. Lucky me. And there is also my time card if anyone cares for my finishing time. There is no Hall of Fame in this one, so that's why I inserted it there. I found no speeding up in Desmond, so take it or leave it. The point is, this Venipede-line can do black. Black 2 has the exact same difficulty level without turning in the hard mode. That's how far I care. So, there you go.